representing the AFC West, Big Baby Sports. Welcome to the AFC Connection, your go-to source for in-depth.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Big Baby here from Bolt Zone and Big Baby Sports. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications for each and every podcast, pregame show, and more. If you're listening to live on YouTube and Twitter, man, hit that like button, retweet it, comment down below. This video is going to be regarding the Chargers versus the Washington Commanders Week 5 preview, keys to the game, and how Chargers can bounce back from that disappointing loss to New York Football Giants. But I'm going to go into it. My keys to the game. There's going to be 5 things for me in order for Chargers to win. Number 1, protect Justin Herbert. The Commanders have a very solid pass rush, so Chargers offensive line got to do a better job in this game versus Washington Commanders. The Chargers got to protect Justin Herbert because you have to protect Justin Herbert, man. You know, I know I keep saying this to my friends, my family. Offensive line is the most important position in football. In my personal opinion, everybody has their own opinion, but my personal opinion, offensive line is the most important. Because if you don't have an offensive line, you're not going to win. You know, I know Joe Alt's out this week due to a sprained ankle, high ankle sprain, but John Harbaugh said today it's day-to-day, so that's a good sign. And he did want to go back into the Giants game, but the Chargers like, nah, we're going to keep you out for precautionary reasons. But Joe Alt's one of the best offensive tackles in the game. I love it. I'm glad that's not serious ankle injury. You know what I mean? It's better than him being out. So it's like we got to protect. We got to just hold the fort down until these guys get back. You know. Also, too, like I said, offensive line is most important in the NFL. The Commanders' defensive line will bring pressure, so keeping Herbert upright is number one priority because against the New York Football Giants, offensive line got exposed. Chargers' offensive line got bullied. They got bullied. Bozeman got bullied. A lot of the offensive linemen on the Chargers got bullied. You know, I want to see this Charger team have a bounce back performance because everybody's saying, "Oh, we lost to the Giants. It's the same old Chargers." You know what? Here's what you do: have a statement game against the Washington Commanders team that's very talented. They're getting their quarterback back, which is not surprising, in Jaden Daniels. On Sunday, it's going to be a tough battle, but I feel like if the Chargers come together as a team and as a unit, we can get this win. You know what I mean? For like I said, 1 through 5 keys to the game. Number 2, establish the run. Omarion Hampton played a great game last Sunday. Loved his energy, his hustle, his desire. We're going to have to implement more rushing from him because we did a lot of passing. And then once we started to fall behind, then we started to establish a run. Then he had that 51-yard run. And I like what I see from this Chargers running game. You know what I mean? Omarion Hampton's a great back. He can catch out of the backfield. He can, he's like that bully football, and I love it. That's what we need. Time of possession as well, thrown in there too. Putting time of possession, in my personal opinion, because you have the time of possession. Had Jay McDaniels be on the bench, and we have to establish the run early and get out in the early open lead for the Charger team. You feel me? Because I want to see this Charger team play great and bounce back. Because I'm sick and tired of this with the media. Chargers lost, yeah. But if the Chiefs would have lost to the Giants, it would have been, Patrick Mahomes is. So it's like, come on, bro. We can go. We're still. Here's the thing: people are panicking. 3-1. Because the Chargers season. If you would have asked me, would you rather be 3-1, or if someone in the offseason said Chargers going to be 3-0 in division, 3-1 to start the season, I'm probably like, you're crazy. And that was one of my goals. I said at best, start the season 3-1 or 4-0 at best. It's better than being 1-3, 2-2, 0-4. So I'll take it, even though it was a tough loss on Sunday. It was a tough loss. I'm over it. And watching film yesterday about the whole Charger team from the get-go, just didn't execute when we need to. The Giants gave us multiple opportunities on that 4th down when we got the stop, when we got another stop after stop, and Chargers couldn't execute. And even Justin Herbert said after the game, he said that the Chargers didn't execute, and that's great leadership. He put it upon himself that he'll do better, and I like when Justin Herbert takes accountability. Unlike some quarterbacks or players in the NBA or NFL, I just like when players hold themselves accountable. So I expect Justin Herbert to have a bounce-back performance. I expect this Chargers team to come back and bounce back because usually when Jim Harbaugh's teams lose like that, they have a bounce-back performance and play better. So I expect the Chargers to come in here on Sunday afternoon, 1:25 at SoFi. I expect the Chargers to be ready, prepared, because I'm going to be honest with y'all. That game against the New York Football Giants, Jim Harbaugh did not get us ready. Jim Harbaugh did not get us ready as a coach. You got to keep it real. Just seemed like he wasn't prepared. He didn't prepare us right. And it's okay. Every coach is allowed to be held accountable, you know. So it's like he got to do better coaching. It's okay. You know, and number 3 to keep the game. Explore secondary matchups. Attack Washington's corners with Quentin Johnston. Washington corners. Quentin Johnston and Led McConkey. Interior, yeah, did the deep route. We got to do more deep routes. You know, whatever it is, Lad McConkey is having that rookie slump so far. Whatever it is in that game against Giants, he had multiple catches. And he dropped them. He just looked like he was feeling a little bit irritated on that. And I just want to see this Charger offense say, you know what? Let's dial up the playbook. Let's do some no flea flickers or like have Justin Herbert do some wildcat formation, get him out in the open field, have him run. You feel me? Have him run, have him getting out in the open field because when Justin Herbert can run, he can run. You know what I mean? Because he didn't run that much against the Giants because the Giants defense it did a great job defensively. Got to give you credit to do. Cool. They got their quarterback for the future. Congratulations, Giants. Congratulations on your Super Bowl win. And yeah, you did great. Now we move forward. Now let's learn from this Giant game and see what we can do to get better and improve. And also, too, we had five sacks. I liked what we did, but we just couldn't execute when we needed to offensively. And I feel like we need to have offensive performance because Washington Commanders defense, they're very talented. They play physical on the edge. They play physical on linebacking edge. Corners are very physical. Just that team's physical. Even though they're 2-2, they're Dan Quinn's a great defensive coordinator too. So he's gonna get that team ready to go. So we know what to expect. You know what I mean? No NFL game is easy. No, you know what I mean? Unless you're half injured, then your team, just like Baltimore. Baltimore got whooped because half their team's injured. That there's only certain teams can win easy. You know what I mean? But also too, like I said, establish the attack, the secondaries, get Keenan Allen open, Quentin Johnston, Darius Davis, if he plays, just dial up the playbook. And also too, number 4, defensive. We gotta have defensive discipline. Chargers. Number 4 for my keys game. Defensive discipline against J.D. McDaniels. J.D. McDaniels is one of the best quarterbacks in this game. He can run, he can pass, he can get off tackles. So what the Chargers need to do is, if you wrap him up, don't soft wrap him. Just grab him, push him until the referee blows the whistle. Let go. You feel me? And I want to see the Chargers make tackles because a lot of tackles that we did against the Giants, missed tackles, had opportunities to sack Jason, the quarterback from the Giants, the rookie quarterback, got out of a lot of our tackles, and we need to do a better job of wrapping up. You know, Jay McDaniels can run, so we're going to be doing a lot of probably good coverages. You know, Jason Mentor is going to be good. You know what I mean? And also, too, watch the hard count. Watch the because the game against the Giants, Jason Thort did that to the Chargers offsides. So you got to watch the hard count. Watch, you know what I mean? Try to get you offsides. But the Chargers defense got to be disciplined against Jaden Daniels because he can beat you with this. He can run with the football, throw the football, get out in open field. So Chargers defense got to be solid, be smart. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And also, too, spy him with the Derwin James as the fast. Put Derwin James as a fast linebacker. Have him be out down the low block. Have him spy. And I want to see Derwin James have a great game. You know, I want to see him turn up. I want to see his Charger make a defensive performance, and I want to see our defense and offense click like it did the first 3 games against the Broncos, Chiefs, and Raiders. I want to see you play like that. Our defense has been playing better, but it hasn't got the turnovers that we needed. It got timely stops, but we haven't got the timely stops with execution of the offense. We got to do both in order to win this game because I want to be 4-1, not 3-2. And no Raider fan can talk to me about what their record is. They're about to be 1-4. They're about to lose to the Colts. Like, Raider fans can't say anything to me. Oh, how many Super Bowls do you have? Huh? Okay, we get it. We know that you have Super Bowls. We get it. You want a cookie? That's the only argument. We asked, okay, cool. What have you done in the last decade? So it's like Raider fans can't talk to me. Broncos fans, Chiefs can't talk to me right now until we understand they have championships as an organization. But right now, for bragging rights, they have nothing to say until we meet them again in the coming weeks. And I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to lock up this division and close it. I'm looking to close this division early. And I said that it's the order of the Chargers to beat the Chiefs in the division. You have to get out an open lead early. And that's what we did. You know what I mean? Also, to win third downs. Win the third down. You know? Stop Jaden Daniels and Terry McKellen and Deebo Samuel. If he plays and Zach Ertz, they got great offense over there on Washington Commanders. So it's going to be tough. But if the Chargers can win the third down, I like our chances. If the Chargers can get off the field, not those long drives where the Chargers defense is like, And Justin Herbert just sitting there like, you cannot do that. You cannot have the Chargers on the sideline. You have to have Chargers. I just want to see Chargers have a complete game, dominate performance, and be 4-1 going into the game against Miami Dolphins, because these next games are going to be really a tough battle. But hey, it's football, and no games are going to be easy in this NFL. No games are going to be easy in the NFL. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, take it one game at a time. But I want to go into the game, beat the Watch Commanders, because it's Watch Commanders 2-2, we're 3-1. You know what I mean? I want to start October 1-1. Well, technically, we're 1-1 because we're 0-1 right now. But they got us this. Yeah, so they got great running backs, Bobby Wagner. They got defensive end named Denoris Armstrong. He's a great beast, number 92. So you have to block him. You got to protect. You got to protect Herbert, man. But it's gonna be a battle. But Derwin James didn't practice today due to a hip. You know, a couple other players didn't practice, but I feel like these are just rest days for the players. But Herbert got to do better. You know, Herbert got to bounce back because he played terribly against the Giants. And I expect the Chargers to bounce back, because after this Commanders game, not after the Commanders game, let me see here. Let me see here, Chargers. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, everybody. Let's get them likes up. So after the Commanders game, we got the Dolphins, the Colts, the Vikings, the Titans, and the Jaguars. So these are games are going to, you know what I mean? So these games are going to determine, you know, against the Washington Commanders, the Dolphins, the Colts. I know one game at a time, but these games are coming up very soon. You know, the season's, it's week 5. It's halfway over season. So it's like, Chargers got to get it together. You know, 3-1. Let's move to 4-1. Let's continue to build. I know we lost. You know what I mean? It just happens. Everybody's talking about it. Even though I got to keep it real, I thought it was not a trap game. And everybody that said it was a trap game was right. So what you got to do is move on from it, get better, and move forward to get better for the next game against Washington Commanders. We got to do better. You know, the spread has the even to us at 2.5. You know, people are picking Washington Commanders because Jaden Daniels was out last week, about 2 weeks due to injury. Now he's back, but we'll see how he plays. But I feel like he's one of the great quarterbacks in the game. So you have to do is contain him. His passing yards are 433. That's, you know, so it's like he hasn't thrown any picks yet. You know, but he can average anywhere from he can average 19 for 30, 233 yards and a touchdown. You know, he could go 24 for 42 for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's capable of going off. So the Chargers got to do is you ain't gonna stop. You ain't gonna slow down a great player like Jaden Daniels. You have to make it rough for him, make him frustrated, make him like get mad at his teammates and be like, "Come on," you know, not him standing in the pocket, look around. Okay, let me look, juke, step. You cannot do that, because if you do that, it's gonna be a long game. But if you can contain him, get Toi Tulopu to go after him, done. You know, a lot of the players are Chargers. You know, Talib Steele and all those boys. They gotta blitz pressure Tony Jefferson. You know, we're due. Here's the thing: we have not forced a turnover since that Raider game. We are due to force turnovers. We haven't had a forced turnover in 2 games, so we're due to have forced turnovers. So I expect I'm gonna keep real. Chargers will bounce back against the Washington Commanders. I'm gonna say 34-27. It's gonna be a shootout. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a shootout. And I expect Chargers to come out here. Hopefully it's not a shootout. Hopefully it's one of those games where the Chargers make a statement and have a big game. You know, because Chargers normally, Jim Harbaugh's teams, when they lose a game like they're supposed to win and they lose, they bounce right back. That's just part of sports. You have a bad game, you learn from it, get better, and move forward. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? And let me see here. And the Chargers got to address the offensive line. We did make some moves today. Bring up my roster moves for today for the LA Chargers. Let me see, who do we pick up today? 1 second. Hit that like button, everybody. People are watching. Those 12 people, and everybody hit that like button, everybody. Let me see here, LA Chargers. Let me see. Oh, I'm live. What am I doing? Hold on, y'all. Just retweeting it. Let's see. Let me see. So we made some roster moves today. We have signed Foster Stahl to the active roster, and that he's one of the decent offensive line. He's a tackle. We Chargers signed Foster Stahl to active roster, and we signed tackle Bobby Hart to the practice squad. Sherelle, I think it's Sherelle. Sorry for butchering it. Made 3 starts in 36 regular season games. Played for the Chargers from 2022 to 2025. Also appeared in the postseason for the LA Chargers. He's, you know what I mean? He went to Stanford University, and he's good. Hart is a 7th-round choice by New York Giants, 2015 draft. 6'7" and 90 career regular season games with the Giants, Bengals, and Titans and Bills. He started along Giants line in 2016 with quarterback Eli Manning. So he's a veteran in this game, so he has experience. So we got a player that has experience. That's all we need. You know what I mean? I've seen him before. He's a great tackle. So what the Chargers need to do is protect Justin Herbert, man. I keep trying to tell people we have to protect Justin Herbert. We got to protect him, or it's going to be a long game for the LA Chargers. I'm telling you. You have to protect him. And like I said, I don't care if you have Tom Brady. I don't care if you have Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. I don't care if you have any of the great quarterbacks of all time. If you do not have an offensive line, you're not going to win. I'm telling you, offensive line, in my personal opinion, like I said earlier in the show, that offensive line is the most important. Because if you don't have an O-line, you're not going to win. You have to have a quarterback to have time to throw, not just hike, run, hike. You have to have O-line. No, it's sports. The defensive line makes plays too, but in order to protect your quarterback, you have to build your O-line. Let me know in the comment section down below that we watch this later. Has anybody ever won a Super Bowl with a bad O-line, a terrible O-line? Let me know in the comment section because I haven't seen it. Anytime Tom Brady had an O-line, it was great. Anytime Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl, it was great. Justin Fields or Justin Hurts from the Philadelphia Eagles. When he has a great offense line, he dominates. You know what I mean? So any great quarterback of all time, if you do not have an offensive line, you're not going to win. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what people say. It's my personal opinion. And you have to build through O-line. A lot of the teams that win Super Bowls build through the draft. They get O-line, offensive line, tackles, right guard, left guard to protect the quarterback. When you don't have a quarterback, when you don't have an offensive line, and you also need a quarterback as well. So you have to do 2 of those combinations as well, not just O-line. You have to have a great quarterback, but it starts with the O-line from offensive line, right guard, left guard. You have to build it because if you don't, you're not gonna win. It's my opinion. You feel me? But for me, the Chargers got to protect Justin Herbert. The Chargers got to protect Justin Herbert on Sunday. We got to protect him because those 2 interceptions could have been prevented if we had the O-line. If we had an O-line, if Joe Alt was out there, if Rashawn Slater was out there, I guarantee you we would have blown out the Giants. But it's okay. We can learn from this, get better, and also to make a trade for offensive lineman if you have to. You know what I mean? Go out there, make some phone calls, get some O-line, get some guards out there if you have to make a trade for one. Because, like I said, the offensive line, center is the most important too in the league to build a team. Do the job. You know what I mean? That's why the Chargers picked Joe Alt so high because we needed an offensive lineman. We already had a right guard. We need a left guard, so we need a left guard. But we already have right guard, so that's why we got Joel. So what I'm saying is, people are listening to me on my 2 YouTube channels and Twitter. O-line is the most important offensive, in my opinion. You need offense. I know you need running backs, receivers, quarterback. But for me, if I'm building a team, I'm building through offensive line. If it was a draft and that number 1 pick, I'm picking an offensive lineman or an offensive lineman, right guard. You need that to build your foundation, and that's what we need. But both of them are injured. But we'll see what we do in the next coming games and see what the team is so far. We're 3-1. I'll take it, but we have to win on Sunday to be 4-1 because I want to be 4-1. But okay, let's go Chargers 4-1, not 3-2, 3-3. Whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? This is a stretch where okay, we'll see what we made of. We're 3-1. We just came back off of a loss that we shouldn't. all the players on the Chargers knew that they gave this game up. The way that they talked, the way that they demeanor was after the game, they knew that they said, "Here, Giants, take this win." No, man, just like I said, they didn't execute offensively, defensively, got stops, couldn't execute. But what I'm saying is the Chargers know that they gave this game away. So like 4-0 right now. Let's move to, you know what I mean? But it's potentially 4-1. You know what I mean? We got to see how the Chargers come. I want to see how the energy is. Sometimes Chargers sometimes start slow, but we need to start quicker offense. We need to start getting the ball rolling. Let's go. Establish the run early. You know, Greg Monroe, you got to do more plays for the Chargers to get going. But yeah, man, like I said, I got the Chargers winning before I step out on here, 34-27. But I will be back on live in a little bit to talk about my LA Lakers season coming upon us for the LA Lakers. Just see behind me. I will be back live in a few minutes, Laker Nation. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notification before each and every podcast. Been your boy, Big Baby. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my new YouTube channel, Bolt Zone. Just go subscribe there. And it's been your boy, Big Baby. I'm out. Peace. See you in a little bit, Laker Nation.